yo 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 yo.
Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, DJ Ambi.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Tuesday.
Yes, it's Tuesday.
We here. What's happening?
How y'all feeling out there?
Blessed, black, and highly favored, always.
Okay. Where you at, Yeezy?
Right now I'm in New York. I got to catch a flight today.
Okay. Where you off to? Somewhere secret?
Chicago for morning show boot camp.
Oh, morning show boot camp. That's right. That's for people that don't know, explain what the morning show boot camp is.
It's a boot camp for morning shows.
Nah,
Yeah,
of course that
it's
you
kind of
is.
self-explanatory.
No, but it's where morning shows around the country go to Chicago and they talk about different styles of doing morning radio, correct?
Yeah, so I'm on a panel at morning show boot camp with Thea, who runs our stations.
The big boss. The big boss. The big boss. We got a great show today, though.
Yes, we have the homie R&B singer Tank joining us this morning.
Tank says that he's putting out his last album called R&B Money. I don't believe him. He also has a podcast by the name R&B Money, which is on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network with Jay Valentine. Tank is always great for good conversation. I don't think this is his last album, though.
I don't think so either.
It's album number 10, by the way. You don't realize how long Tank been doing it, but it's 22 years, album number 10. So I'm sure he's tired.
Correct.
I'm sure he's tired.
Yes, so we're going to be kicking with Tank. And who else is joining us? Running for governor.
I forgot his name.
Lee Zeldin. Congressman Lee Zeldin.
Congressman Lee Zeldin. Yes.
I forgot his name
Congressman Lee Zeldin. He's running for governor of New York. He's got a very interesting story, man, because, you know, he's actually in striking distance of the current governor of New York, Governor Hochul.
Kathy Hochul.
Kathy Hochul, but he's been attacked, you know, like literally been attacked on stage a couple of times. And, he's an interesting person to talk to.
And he's a Republican, correct?
He's a member of the GOP.
Okay. So we talk to him in a little bit as well. Now, let's get the show cracking. Front page news, what we talking about?
All right, well, let's talk about Brittney Griner. They have appealed her sentence already. We'll tell you what's going on.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Where we starting, Yeezy?
Well, Brittney Griner's legal team has filed an appeal against the Russian court's verdict sentencing her to 9 years in prison for smuggling drugs into Russia. So the U.S. State Department maintains that Brittney Griner is wrongfully detained. Her case has raised concerns that she is being used as a political pawn. So it looks like there is some type of talks between Moscow and Washington over a prisoner swap, which we've been discussing. And it is a quite sensitive issue of this swap of convicted Russian and U.S. citizens. They're discussing this through the channels defined by both presidents.
So they are gonna do the swap.
They're discussing it. Okay. So they don't want to give too many details, but it looks like, and I mean, clearly this was the plan all along. Probably convict her, give her the sentence.
Of course.
To speed along these conversations.
Yeah, you can't even do the swap till she's officially a prisoner. So, I mean, now that she's officially a prisoner and got actually convicted, now they can start those conversations.
All right. Now, there were reports that Kevin Durant would rather retire than play for the Nets, and Kevin Durant has since called these radical. He went on social media and said, "I know most people will believe unnamed sources over me, but if it's anyone out there that'll listen, I don't plan on retiring anytime soon. Ish is comical at this point."
Come on, KD. You know that nobody cares about the truth and the lie is more entertaining. We'd rather listen to the lie from unnamed sources than listen to the truth from you. The lie from the unnamed sources is way more entertaining. Come on now. You know what this is in 2022.
Now, according to sources close to the situation, they're concerned that Kevin Durant, should he still be in a Nets uniform by the time training camp in September, he will continue to try causing as much of a ruckus behind the scenes to try to prod the Nets into lowering their asking price, at least facilitate a deal.
Kevin Durant and Kyrie. Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving might as well figure out a way to make it work in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
they're not going nowhere. The price is too much for Kevin Durant. He's too hard to move at this point. So him and Kyrie Irving might as well just figure out a way to make it work in Brooklyn.
They got Ben Simmons to start working it out and seeing if they can mesh together.
Yep.
All right, as far as Ben Simmons, he was trying to settle a grievance where he was asking for nearly $20 million that was withheld from him in the last season. The two sides have agreed to keep the exact figures of their settlement confidential, but they have come to an agreement.
Oh, so he got his money from the Sixers?
We don't know how much or what it is, but we do know they agreed to keep it a secret.
All right.
So,
else I was thinking too with that Brittney Griner situation, and I've said this already before, but the more I hear about this story, it just makes me want to repeat constantly that President Biden needs to issue a mass clemency for everyone who is in prison for a non-violent weed-only offense. That's something he can do. He doesn't need any votes. He could literally just issue a pardon for everybody locked up federally for weed. So to me, it's like, be the change you want to see in the world and free folks with these unacceptable sentences for weed right here in America.
I agree.
Yeah, imagine being in jail for some weed and people are opening up dispensaries.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Like, imagine being in a state where it's legal recreationally and medicinally. It's dispensaries opening up everywhere, and you're doing 20 years for an ounce of marijuana. Like, come on, man.
That's stupid.
President Biden needs to issue a mass clemency for everyone who is in prison for a non-violent federal weed-only offense. And federal weed arrests have jumped 25% under President Joe Biden. That's not a good stat for a man who promised that he would decriminalize weed and issue mass expungements for people with prior weed convictions. So, take care of your home first, right here in your own backyard. You don't got to do no swaps for that. President Biden.
I still think it's stupid that you can smoke weed in some states, and in some states you get arrested for it. Mm-hmm. Like, that makes no sense. That's confusing as ish.
Until they decriminalize it on the federal level or legalize it on the federal level, you're gonna keep having that.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is your
front page news.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, what's going on, man? This is Sean, man.
Sean, what up? Get it off your chest.
What's good, man? I wanted to call in. First, I want to say what's going on, man. Good morning, y'all, man. Charlamagne, Envy, and you. What's good?
Peace, King. How you?
Same old, chilling, man. So, look, man, I wanted to get off my chest, man. I just dropped the book, right? And all my homies was waiting for it. They like, yo, when you going to put the book out? I put the book out, and now ain't nobody supporting.
You know how that is.
But look, if I could shout it out right quick, you know what I mean? Tag my book right quick. I appreciate y'all.
Go ahead, King.
Chasing Dreams. The name of the book is called Chasing Dreams, man. You can find it on IG or my website, ChasingDreams1981.com, or at IG Chasing Dreams 1981. And that's Chasing Dreams, I-N, and Dreams with a Z.
Got you, brother.
Remember, you don't do it for your friends, man. You do it for yourself. If they support, they support. They'll catch on later on, but you keep pushing.
That's a whole fact. Man. You ain't lying, man. I'm out here, man. I'm telling you, man. If y'all get a chance, pick that up, man. I'm trying to get it on TV, man. That joint popping like on some power type time, you heard?
All right, brother.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good day, you heard?
Yes, sir.
You too.
Hello, who's this?
Hi, good morning. This is Oya from Brooklyn.
Hey,
good morning.
Good morning. Get it off your chest.
So, I'm originally from Brooklyn, but I just moved to Atlanta. So this is my second week, and everything's going better than I thought it would. I thought I would miss the city and the noise and stuff like that, but I'm enjoying the peacefulness that Georgia is giving me at the moment. So
enjoy it, man. Atlanta's so much black excellence in Atlanta, from the clothing stores to the restaurants to everything out there. Enjoy Atlanta. I love Atlanta every time I go out there.
I definitely want to open my business out here, so that's part of. I came here for work, but I'm looking at the bigger picture.
What kind of business?
Sorry?
What kind of business you want to open up in Atlanta?
A smoothie bar.
I think it'll do great.
A smoothie bar. Yes. Also, Angela, is Angela there?
Yes.
I just want to say, girl, I'm so proud of you. I know that you're going to do great on your own. I'm going to miss you. I'm going to tune into your show. I'm going to miss you with the guys. And you guys, please behave when Angela leaves. Like, don't do too much. Because I'll be running amok when she's there, when she's not there for one day. So I can only imagine when she's going officially what's going to happen. But
we'll be on our best behavior.
Oh, no, they're going crazy.
And do not replace her. Don't replace her.
Angela Yee is irreplaceable. I hate when people say that. There's no such thing as replacing Angela Yee. Now we might expand the Breakfast Club, but there's no replacing
Yeah, we're not going to replace
him.
him.
I just wanted to make sure that y'all didn't have talked to somebody else taking her place.
No, we ain't even. We haven't even begun remotely though. This guy, I keep that's like a year away if you ask me. But what do I know?
Yeah, but I was going to say I love you guys and enjoy the rest of your morning.
We love you back.
We love you too.
And good luck in Atlanta. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed. Say it with your chest. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
So if you got something on your mind, let it out.
Hello, who's this?
It's Monica.
Hey, Monica.
Peace, Monica.
Good morning.
Hi. I just wanted to say that I'm just getting over COVID, so my voice is a little raspy.
What?
You just got over COVID, so she said her voice is a little raspy.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something about being a little musty. I was like, damn.
No, Charlamagne.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to tell you guys though, this COVID that I just got over, when you cough, there's like like needles in your chest.
Damn.
And although this one is pretty painful. Sore throat, like the flu, backache, eye sockets are hurting, and even after this is about maybe like 2 weeks now, I'm still feeling the after effects. So just be careful out there.
Yes, ma'am. Are you dealing with any symptoms of long COVID?
I think so, because it's a little different. I can tell.
Dang.
It's a little different, but at least I'm alive, right? I'm talking to you guys.
That's right. That's the best part. You're alive.
Yes, sir. Now I wanted to say that Angela Yee, you are my daughter's best friend in my mind. You are a very good person. From, your advice, you're just like a ride and die person, a good girlfriend. And my daughter is a very good person as well. And in my mind, you're her best friend.
Oh, well, thank you. That means a lot to me.
You are very welcome.
Well, hold on, Mama. Okay. Hello, who's this?
Hey, DJ Envy. Good morning, brother. This is Anthony calling out of Crown Heights.
What's up, Anthony?
What's going on, Charlamagne? What's up, Ange? How y'all?
Peace, King. How you doing, brother?
What up?
Man, I'm feeling good. I just wanted to let y'all know, I'm feeling really blessed and highly favored this morning. It's my birthday. I made it to 42. Woke up on the right field. My wife bought me a brand new car this morning. Big surprise. Feeling loved this morning. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Thank y'all for always bringing the greatness to the morning, getting my morning started off right.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you, brother. You have a good morning, man.
You too. Thank you, guys.
All right, man. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, you can hit us up. Now we got rumors on the way.
All right, yes, and let's talk about Safaree. He wants people to know that he is not a D-fisher, and he has not been faking the size of his penis.
What the hell is a D-fisher? Derek Fisher?
You know what it is.
You know what a D-fisher is.
I have no idea what it was. Somebody who fishes for penises?
No, that's somebody who acts like they have a big D and they really don't.
Oh, like catfishing.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Something you would do. All right, we'll get to it
Why
next.
would I do that?
It's the
I'm
Breakfast
married.
Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Hey.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Nipsey.
It's about time. What's going on?
Rumor report. This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
Well, it is official. August 15th is Nipsey Hussle Day in Los Angeles. There was a ceremony yesterday, which is available to watch. Among those in attendance, Big Boy, Isaiah Thomas, Roddy Ricch, Russell Westbrook, YG, and of course, Lauren London, who did address the crowd. Here's what she had to say.
I want to first start by saying happy birthday, Hussle. And to the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, thank you for acknowledging a visionary. Nip would have been honored by this moment. I think he would want everyone to remember that you can't get to what's possible unless you commit to moving forward. That doesn't mean forgetting where you come from, but it requires acknowledging the reality you were born into and the power you have to change that reality for the better. So whenever you're in the City of Angels and you see this star, I hope it encourages you to break away from whatever might be holding you back and for you to run your marathon until God says that it's finished.
All right, Lauren London also posted a picture of Nipsey and said, from 60th Street to a star on Hollywood, happy heavenly birthday, Hussle Man, love you beyond.
Dropping the clues bombs for Nipsey Hussle, man. Nipsey Hussle death will always feel like a glitch in the Matrix. Always. I know they say everything happens for a reason, but I haven't got to that reason yet. But it'll never feel right. R.I.P. to the good brother Nipsey Hussle, man.
All right, now Marquise Harris Dawson, who represents an area including Crenshaw and Slauson on the Los Angeles City Council, unveiled the proclamation making August 15th officially Nipsey Hussle Day.
So on behalf of a grateful city, to Nipsey's children, to Miss London, to Samantha and Sam, and to the entire family, I hand to Grandma Boutte a proclamation making August 15th Nipsey Hussle Day in the city of Los Angeles.
Okay.
That's dope.
Yes, what a beautiful ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now let's switch gears for a second. Safaree wants people to know that he did not leak his own sex tape and he was not de-fishing. Okay, as far as people were trying to say that he previously, I guess, had doctored his penis because this didn't look the same. Well, he posted, y'all know damn well I wasn't, can I say hard, in that video. I don't need any promo to be leaking no weak-ass, half-aroused sex tape.
Say erect.
I'm appalled to be, okay, erect.
Erect sounds nasty.
I'm appalled to be
man.
called a D-fisher. Out of everything I've been called in my life, being called that one hurts. You can't fake my OnlyFans vids. You wish. At the end of the day, I have kids, and I don't want them growing up seeing that BS. I'm good where I'm at in my life. Why wait till now to do some ish like that? Y'all can see my meat. It happened, but I don't want nobody seeing me have sex. My mom sees everything. Like WTF. Then he added, I have bad friends telling me to redeem myself and make a new vid and show them what time it is on my OnlyFans. I'm like, bruh, I'm not a porn star.
Oh, God.
Girls who know me say, they know what time it is. The rest of the world don't need to know. The internet is a wild place.
It's a real thing? Like, this is happening?
Yes.
Like, this is really going on out there? Like, this is news? Like, what the hell?
People think he leaked that sex tape himself, they're trying to say, but people are saying that that's not that penis we've seen before. So
who are these people?
He wants you to
I don't know none of these people. Like, this ain't happening in my world. I don't know none of these conversations is happening on my timeline or around me. Who are these people?
I think it's so funny that he's so upset. He said, I'm appalled to be called a D Fisher. Out of everything I've been called in my life, being called that one hurts.
You know how you spell appalled?
Out of everything?
You know how you spell
That's
appalled?
what hurts?
How?
A PP and then ALL.
Yo, shut up.
Yeah, so imagine
I think.
that.
I don't even know if I
Okay.
spelled that right, to be honest with you.
Sounds right.
All right, now Snoop Dogg has announced his own cereal brand. It's called Snoop Loops. So congratulations to him. Now, according to Master P, he shared a video of the box of cereal, and he wrote, Broadest Foods introduces the best tasting cereal in the game, Snoop Loops. At Snoop Dogg, we're taking over the grocery store, snooploops.com. The more we make, the more we give. God is good. Family business. Very delicious faux shizzle.
You think Fruit Loops going to send a cease and desist?
No, they don't own the word loops.
How you figure they don't own the word loops? Why the hell wouldn't Fruit Loops own the word loops?
Because you can, because loops is a...
I'm sure Fruit Loops is trademarked. What are you talking about?
Fruit Loops is, but
But
you
it's
can't change
it's LOOPZ.
Oh, see,
Loops.
okay, they changed the spelling. All right, now that's different.
Snoop Loops.
And
Did
this
you
has
say Snoop
marshmallows in it,
Loops?
too.
I didn't say Snoop Loops. That's what you heard.
Nigga, I heard you.
Ooh,
We all
but
heard
that's
you.
a
No, I
whole
did not
other
say.
line of products.
That is a whole other line of products.
That product might
Snoop
work, too.
Lubes.
Snoop
Lubes will work a lot better.
All right, and Snoop
wrong with
also
you,
is
man?
continuing to make history. So he's in some rare company, as he is only the third artist to earn a top 10 Billboard Hot 100 spot in each of the decades from the 1990s through the 2020s. So he has a top 10 Billboard Hot 100 spot in the 90s, in the 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. Now, do you know who's the only other two artists who have done that?
Who?
In
Jay-Z?
the past 4 decades?
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z is one.
And hold on, give me a second. I would say Dr. Dre. No, maybe not Dr. Dre. Who would be Mary J. Blige? Maybe. I don't know. Who else
It
was
would
in the
be
1900s?
Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey. I forget Mariah Carey was around in the 1900s. You're right.
Yes, so congratulations to him. And Drake has broken the Beatles record for the most top 5 singles on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. So congratulations to Drake. That, like we said, was a record that was held previously by the Beatles, but now he is the artist with the most top 5 singles ever.
Okay.
So,
Drop on the clues bombs with Drake. He been said he had more slaps than the Beatles.
Yeah, and that's because he was on DJ Khaled's Staying Alive. So that's his 30th career top 5 hit. Well,
Okay.
Congratulations. All right, and that is your rumor report.
All right. Now we got front page news when we come up. What are we talking about, Yeezy?
Yes, and Joe Biden is going to be signing that major health, climate, and tax bill today at a White House ceremony.
All right. We'll get to that next. Don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Certain people make my life easier by helping me out. And ZipRecruiter makes hiring easier because they do the work for you. How? ZipRecruiter's technology finds great candidates, and then you can invite them to apply. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/breakfast to try it for free.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Where we starting, Yeezy?
All right. Well, President Joe Biden is going to be signing the massive climate, health, and tax bill into law. That is what we know as the Inflation Reduction Act. So they're going to have an event for that today. It'll be a smaller ceremony. Congress is out of session, and most members involved in the bill's passage is out of town. But they are going to have a larger celebration being planned for September 6th. So what this Inflation Reduction Act does is it makes prescription drugs and health insurance cheaper, invests in clean energy, and curbs climate change, raises tax on the wealthy, and is going to cut the deficit if all go according to plan. So this is also what the Democrats are considering a major legislative win, as well as part of the Building a Better America tour. So that's the plan. All right. And according to a Democratic rep, they're saying now, off the record, that Joe Biden is not running again.
I think we knew that.
So not sure how true this is.
Well,
at first there were rumors that he was planning to run again.
No.
But now they're saying he's not.
We knew that.
All this 2024 talk from both parties is wild to me when the midterms is right around the corner. That's what Democrats need to be focusing on. Democrats need to be focusing on energizing people to get out there and vote for the midterms. Because they lose if the Republicans get control of the House and the Senate, they can cancel Christmas. Okay.
I really don't think anybody thought he was running again. Did y'all?
I haven't even thought about it.
There were rumors that he was planning to run again. And it is something people have to start their campaigns like ASAP.
Yeah.
So
but don't forget the midterms is right around the corner.
He's still shaking people's hands that's not there. He's sitting. No, he's not running.
Once again, don't forget the midterms is right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
All right, now Donald Trump's longtime finance chief is expected to plead guilty as soon as Thursday, and that's in a tax evasion case that is the only criminal prosecution to arise from an investigation that's been very long running into Donald Trump's company, according to 3 people familiar with the matter. So the Trump Organization CFO Alan Weisselberg was scheduled to be tried in October on allegations that he took more than $1.7 million in off-the-books compensation from the company. That included rent, car payments, and school tuition. And so according to records, the judge then scheduled a hearing for the matter for 9 a.m. Thursday, but did not specify the reason why. So he has been engaging in plea negotiations to resolve the case, but did not specify terms of a potential plea deal. So they expect that he will get a 5-month jail sentence, which would make him eligible for release after about 100 days. He would not have to testify or cooperate in any way with an ongoing criminal investigation into Donald Trump's business practices. All right. And thousands of Capri Sun pouches have been recalled. And that's over possible contamination with cleaning solution. That's owned by Kraft Heinz, by the way. And so they're recalling these cases of Capri Sun. They said that there might be some cleaning solution in some of them. It's used on food processing equipment, and it was inadvertently introduced into a production line at one of the factories. So that's why the only flavor they're saying right now that was affected was wild cherry.
That's the
flavored juice drink blend beverages.
I think that's the flavor all the kids love, the wild cherry flavor too.
Well, if you have those and you have the best when used by date on the case as June 25th, 2023, then you might want to get rid of that, okay? They discovered that issue. Customers were complaining about the taste of the wild cherry Capri Suns, and so customers are being encouraged to return the drinks if you think that they were tainted with the cleaning solution. You know, if you're like, this tastes a little weird.
Yeah, that's scary.
Then you know why.
That is scary.
Absolutely. All right, and lastly, millions of baby swings and rockers that pose a risk of asphyxiation or other injuries to infants have been recalled. 4Moms, they manufacture those products for young kids, issued a recall of its Mamaroo Baby Swing versions 1.0 through 4.0 and Rockaroo Baby Rockers. So when the swing of the rocker is not in use, their restraint straps can dangle below the seat, and non-occupant crawling infants can become entangled in those straps, posing a strangulation hazard. So just be careful if you have any of those baby swings or rockers. They've been involved in a number of recent recalls, by the way. So
yeah, I have
if you have those, just
that swing.
Be careful.
That swing actually works very, very well. The problem is the strap. So if the strap is not strapped on, of course the strap is just hanging until you have the baby on there. And if your baby's crawling around and you're not paying attention, there is a small possibility that your baby can somehow get that strap and put that strap around the baby's neck. You would have to not be watching that baby for a long time for that to happen. But that 4Mom swing works well. Works very, very well. Puts the baby right to sleep.
All right. Well, be careful.
Mm-hmm.
And that is your front page news.
All right. Thank you, Miss Yee. Now, when we come back, Tank will be joining us. He has a new album. He says this is his last album. It's coming out this Friday. We're going to kick it with him when we come back. So don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
I'm saying a lot of water I drink.
There you go. There you go.
Glasses on.
Your skin glowing, eyes clear.
Yeah,
you know
I'm
what I'm
very
saying?
excited to come in here to a full breakfast.
Full breakfast.
Full breakfast.
It's the last.
I love this.
It's the last days of the Breakfast Club, as you know.
This is our last run here, both of us.
Who'd you say both? Who's both?
Me and you.
Me and you?
Yeah, it's your last album.
Where are you? What are you doing? Where are you going? What the
Listen, we got Way Up with Angela Yee on the way.
Yeah,
so
she got her own show.
It'll be coming on.
She'll be coming on right after the
I
Breakfast
know.
Club.
I respect it.
But
you can't. No, not a but. And you can't do that. And
no,
that's a lot.
That's a lot.
You work on the deaf.
Yeah.
And you're creating another platform, so now you got another place to promote your next last album.
Listen, I want you to
your
fly.
Next last album.
You know what? It's not my next last album. This is it. This is the first time I've said, listen, I gotta step back from the microphone and do the work behind the scenes that nobody, in terms of the level of what I do, can do. Mm-hmm. Right? The last great R&B label,
LaFace.
And why is that? Because they actually did it. Mm-hmm. So the nuances of making the music, of performing the music, of selling the music, all of that shit, they knew it like the back of their hands.
Okay. Babyface never stopped performing as an artist, though.
He didn't stop, but he slowed down.
Okay.
But you're saying you're stopping.
Okay, but so you're just going to slow down.
I'm stopping for now.
Okay, so you are coming back.
I don't know. Listen, that bag on the label side, that bag with breaking artists, and that bag on the acting side and landing a big role and all this, that's different.
Yeah, R&B money.
Listen, once you fall in love with that, you become Tyrese. You never come back.
but what about the love?
I love it. I'll still be on stage. I'll still be writing for people, producing. You know what I'm saying? Of course, for my artists, guess like all of that is still be cool. But the album process. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And then the way R&B albums are moving nowadays, that's a tough sell to a label. You know what I'm saying? The blessing that I have is that I'm cost effective.
Yeah, what's the last R&B album that actually sold? I guess Beyonce, right? Yeah, Beyonce. Yeah, Beyonce. Yeah,
but I mean, you got to imagine Beyonce's the pinnacle of us.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And we're looking at 300,000 the first week as a
which I don't understand.
Yeah,
I don't understand that. I don't understand why though.
I don't think it's a slight. I think it's just a telling of the times. Mm-hmm. But we're talking about artists who normally do 5, 6, 7 first week. Mm-hmm. So what am I gonna do?
Yeah, there's a disconnect with Beyonce and the screaming somewhere though. I don't know exactly what it is.
Even CB, like
Chris Brown, right?
I go to Chris Brown's concert and they're screaming like he's Michael Jackson. They're screaming.
Every show sold out.
Every show sold out. But he comes out and does 75,000 the first week. Mm-hmm. There's something missing. There's a disconnect somewhere. And for other R&B artists who want to come into this and make a career out of it, I got to kind of step back and try to figure out what that disconnect is. Because as soon as they can pull the plug on R&B music, on love songs and soul, they will.
Last time you were here, we talked about Genuine and Tyrese. And you were telling everybody that you just wanted Genuine to do the damn dance.
I wanted him to do the damn dance. Yes.
Have you spoke to him since?
Yeah, we laughed about it. Yeah,
we laughed. So y'all laughed about it.
We laughed about it.
What dance didn't he do? Genuine be always
dance.
dancing.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he's been doing some other stuff.
He's been doing some different.
I thought he was trying new dances. You can't try new dances?
Genuine don't hump the speakers no more. You know what I'm saying? He don't hump the towel on the floor no more. He doesn't do the pony dance at the beginning of Pony
He's
anymore.
a little older, Tank. You know that.
He doesn't have dancers on. I just saw Janet Jackson in Cincinnati. I opened for Janet Jackson. Shout out to me.
Oh, that's dope. Shout out to me.
Shout out to me.
Shout out to Tank.
And I watched Janet Jackson go full out for an hour and some change. How old is Janet Jackson? No disrespect. We don't talk about women's ages, but I'm just giving you perspective. Don't say the number.
All right.
But
that's why she probably only does one show a week.
Yeah.
You got to.
One show a week is a lot, though.
That's a lot, but I'm saying.
She's going to do a tour where she will be dancing full out for probably 3 hours.
Should we still expect that from them, though?
Yes.
At that age?
New Edition was up there dancing the whole time.
Well, then she got a little nice 2-steps, though.
Before Michael passed, what was he doing?
Dancing.
But that's why he was on those pain medications, probably.
Do whatever you have to do to be you.
Yeah. But Genuine is still dancing. He just
Genuine
isn't
is
doing
still
pony
young.
dance.
I like Genuine's new dances, man.
If you pour, if you pouring up a Hennessy and Coke, you can dance. Do the dance.
I think you might have a point.
Come on, man.
If you could drink Annie and Coke at that age, you should definitely do the point.
How much are you enjoying having your podcast, too, though? Because it feels like that is the perfect lane for you also.
We love it.
R&B Money Podcast is killing, too.
We love it because the authentic people are having the conversation. Again, what I alluded to earlier in terms of curating the space or being a gatekeeper for the space. The people who actually do it are having the conversations. So the people that come and talk to us, they can talk to us differently. And most of the people that we're going to talk to, we've actually worked with.
Correct.
Right.
Ray Parker Jr.
Yeah. Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx, because he knew we understood it.
Yeah, Eric Benet.
They didn't even know about how dope Eric Benet was, how dope his personality was, like, how musical he was. Like, we get to expose all of that.
I'm just glad R&B artists, like you said, are owning their own conversations. Because, like you said, rappers been doing it. Like, there's a Drake champ, there's $1 million worth of game, there's a Joe Budden, but who's doing that for R&B?
We are. We are. Who want to put us on TV? Huh?
I feel like that's coming.
Huh?
It's coming.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the R&B Money Podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio Podcast Network right now.
You better do it.
Wherever you listen to podcasts.
Yes, yeah.
Right.
I think R&B suffers the most from the decline of radio.
I agree.
Because radio was a medium created to help program people. That's why they call it radio programming. You have to give people this R&B and let them hear this record over and over and over. I think R&B suffers the most.
But also our suffering began with the merger of R&B and hip-hop. We don't do the same thing.
Yeah, I never understood that. Hip-hop and R&B charts. That don't make no sense.
Why, when my album comes out, I'm competing with Meek Mill for the #1 spot?
Right.
That makes no sense.
When did that happen?
I don't. For me, I thought it was always like that.
No.
It was R&B charts and then it was.
Oh yeah, because there was no hip hop charts back in the day.
Somewhere around there. So let's take all these black people and just put them right in here.
Yeah.
Now we have a little bit of separation. There's a AC or R&B radio chart, that kind of thing. But even there, they kind of make that chart little. You know what I'm saying? It's still about the Hot 100 and the R&B and hip hop urban mainstream chart. But why?
You think it's because artists started doing both? Like artists started singing and rapping?
No.
Probably because they don't value black music enough to have more than one chart.
Black people in one category.
That's what I say. Like they haven't combined any other charts.
It's not like country and pop.
It ain't like country and pop. It ain't. And listen, and the traditions are still upheld in other genres. In country, if they don't feel like you country enough, you can't be country.
That's right.
Where's our tradition? Where's our foundational standpoint where we say, hey, that's not R&B. That has to be over there with them.
All right, we got more with Tank. When we come back, don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Tank. Charlamagne?
You might have contributed to the problem a little bit, though, Tank, and I'll tell you why. When there's conversations about who's better, Chris Brown or Michael, and you bring up everything except for music and dancing.
That's not what I said.
But you did. You said you brought up a whole bunch of stuff that had nothing to do with music and dancing.
I said more gifted. And you want to do y'all want to do this again?
But you know what they meant.
We did this again, right?
But when they said gifted and talented, you know they meant musically.
No, they only meant music. And I feel like what makes Chris Brown so amazing is that his gifts outside of music contribute to his music. He's a superior athlete. Chris Brown will be on that 10-foot ledge and in the middle of his show, jump, do a somersault, land on the bottom stage on beat. That's exciting.
Okay, so if he's good at basketball, Prince was incredible at basketball.
Prince was not incredible at basketball.
How do we? I can't
First
tell.
Of all, don't let the Charlie Murphy story.
Have you played against Prince in basketball?
He was cool. It was unassuming when you saw him play. Like, oh, Prince can actually play.
It was more surprising.
It was more surprising.
He backing you up with them butt cheeks.
Chris Brown plays against pros.
I'm sure Prince did. He's Prince.
No, he did.
I'm sure mad pros ran with him in the 80s and 90s in Minnesota.
I think he just enjoyed playing basketball.
All I'm saying is all that stuff has nothing to do with music.
In terms of music, I don't think there'll ever be another Michael Jackson.
No.
Where all of these things line up so perfectly. For Michael Jackson, it started when he was what? 10?
Like 5, right? He was a kid.
Young kid.
Yeah.
He's a kid.
5, 6 years old.
He's a baby on TV with albums out. And the artist development that they went through at that time, them rehearsals, we don't talk enough about Joe Jackson.
Look to Joe Jackson.
Correct.
Yeah.
You're going to get in here and you're going to learn these steps. And listen, there was no auto-tune. There was no let's get it line by line. He was singing songs from the top to the bottom. The development was different. Michael Jackson was dancing 8 hours a day to build a style that became his own. Yeah, there are pieces from Bob Fosse. There are pieces from, the street guys that gave him the moonwalk. Yeah, but he took it all and perfected it. We don't have that level of discipline anymore. We don't have that level of work ethic anymore. So there will never be, the closest we have to it is Chris Brown.
But what about Usher and the Beyoncés?
Beyonce is the greatest female artist of all times. I would go Michael Jackson, Beyonce.
Performing wise?
Overall.
Everything wise.
Everything.
It's a lot, bro.
Who's number 2 for you?
As far as what? Just overall?
Overall.
Bro, I don't think nobody better than Prince and Stevie Wonder, bro. When it comes to just pure musical talent.
Overall?
When you add in the performance aspect of dancing, but
Overall. Performance, music, vocals, styling.
And if you think about Prince as a songwriter and playing instruments and doing movies.
I think if you looked at it in basketball terms, like NBA 2K, there's a lot of categories Prince and Stevie Wonder are like 99s and over Michael and Beyonce.
Over?
Yeah, bro. The dancing, yes, they 99 all day.
Stevie Wonder, if we're just talking musicality, I understand Stevie Wonder couldn't get up and dance and do all of that. I understand that part of it. Musicality-wise, nobody beats Stevie Wonder, right?
Prince, too. Stevie and Prince, they the 1 and 2 for me. We don't appreciate Stevie, bro.
Oh, God, we have to. You know what I'm saying? Those of us who are in the trade and in the craft, we have to. Stevie is by far the most different beast we've ever seen, ever. But I'm just saying, putting it all together, when you see Beyonce in a stadium going that crazy, that's different.
I guess I give it to Prince and Stevie because they, like you said, they play instruments and they write. Not saying Beyonce don't write, but Prince and Stevie wrote for Michael.
Like how many instruments did Prince play?
Listen,
Stevie wrote for Michael.
We're going to musicality and the instruments. I respect it, and Prince was a hellified performer.
Yes,
I do have to.
And Purple Rain, one of the best movies ever.
One of the best movies, I do. But I do.
I think Beyonce and Michael are the most popular.
I do pick Beyonce over Prince.
Really?
Yeah. Some people are gonna be upset with me.
You got to give me what I need to. And I'm a Pinkett Smith Winfrey Knowles Carter, but you got to tell me how you come to that.
I think Prince is a dope singer with his own style, but I think Beyonce is more my kind of singer.
Okay, better vocalist. All right.
In terms of her performance style, like Prince was a rock star with his performance style. Beyonce is a very refined performer. It's choreographed. The artistic presentation around it is curated to the T. The production of it, it's millions of dollars worth of production surrounding her, and she doesn't get swallowed by it. As she actually stands in front of it and owns it. Beauty unmatched. Like she's
there you go. Talking about stuff that ain't got nothing to do with music.
No. That plays a part.
Prince was fine.
I don't know that. I have no idea.
It. Prince was gorgeous.
I can't give you that.
Prince was gorgeous. He had beautiful eyes.
You are.
You stop. Prince put a lot of amazing women on and introduced us.
You know he was gorgeous.
No, I'm not saying.
Prince had all the ladies.
I'm not going to say.
Prince had all the ladies.
He was gorgeous. I'm going to say Prince looked at me once and it threw me off. I didn't like the way I felt. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
Prince wasn't gorgeous.
I didn't like the way I felt. I don't know what the energy was.
Tell us the story, Tank. Where was y'all at?
So Jamie was having this party and just people were just rolling in. And all of a sudden, Prince rolls in. And so, security is a mob, there's a commotion, and Prince is over here. And so I'm kind of just standing, me and my guys just standing off. And I look off into the distance, maybe like just a little bit past where you are, and Prince is looking at me like this. I'm like, do I look back at this? Does he know?
Back at it.
Does he know my? No,
look back at it. Tank.
Not back at
like
it.
Back
oh, my fault.
My fault.
Boy, you heavy this morning, boy. Boy,
Go again.
boy, I don't know.
Okay, finish the story. You're looking back at it.
I don't know what you was clicking and pouring up this morning. Come back. So he's literally staring at me. I don't know if he knows my music. I don't know. It's my first time ever seeing Prince. I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like out of nowhere, he just starts walking towards me and does this kind of walk by me and gives me and keeps walking.
Wow.
And what did you do?
I just stood there. You know what I'm saying? Because Prince had
Did he
this
say
thing.
hi?
He didn't say anything.
But you didn't say hi? Like, hi,
I was going to say hi, but he said that.
Yeah.
And I was like,
What'd you do to Prince?
I didn't do anything to Prince. You know what I'm saying?
Was he gorgeous when he walked by?
I don't know. He's giving me some energy, and Prince is known for if he likes you or respects you in some kind of way, he's known for showing it in a very weird way.
Yeah.
Right? Like one of my guys that was playing guitar for him, he was like, "Yeah, man, I was playing guitar. We was at at the house or whatever playing, and just out of nowhere, Prince ran up on me and sprayed me with some purple spray."
What?
Ran up on him and sprayed him with woo.
You mean lavender?
I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
How do you do? He could say, "What? Do that again." How you did it?
I don't know. I'm not doing this. And my guy was like, I want to fight him because it was like he maced me. But it was like, no, you good. That's how he's showing his affection.
Holy water.
Yeah. So he was bouncing and misbehaving right past me, and I'm like, is that an invitation or something? I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that was. But
so you never got a chance to actually have a conversation with him?
I never got a chance to.
Wow.
We went to the club after, and Jamie was like, we're going to the club. Prince is there, and Prince was supposed to perform and all that stuff. And literally, we walked in. As soon as we walked in, Prince looked over and left.
Damn.
So
what about you? So you think it was a good vibe or a bad vibe that he was giving you?
I don't know. I mean, I'm slightly attractive as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm handsome. You know what I'm saying? And maybe Prince could recognize handsomeness.
Yeah. Think so? That's what it was?
I mean, Charlamagne, as soon as I walked in, he noticed that, you know what I'm saying?
He said you smell good.
You look good, you smell good. I was talking about just the healthiness of it all.
Yeah,
I'm talking from a health perspective.
I was healthy then as well.
All right, we got more with Tank. When we come back, don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Tank. Charlamagne?
I know this is your last album. Does you losing some of your hearing have anything to do with that? Because I saw where you said that you experience vertigo damn near every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, these are all things that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to build the label. I've always wanted to move into acting full time and be very, very successful at it. I've always wanted to do stand-up. But I also always thought I had time. And losing my hearing, it really sped things up for me because that happened in a matter of 3 days.
Was it an accident or something? Or?
No, sudden sensory neural hearing loss. They have no why.
Wow.
It's just nerve damage that comes out of nowhere, and there is no fix.
Wow.
They're like, let's put you on all these medications, your body up even more. Hopefully it helps your ear.
Did it help your ear?
No.
Damn.
It hurt my body though. It's a very powerful steroid, very damaging steroid. So like, I wasn't the Tank you knew by any means. And sent me into depression, and not just depression because of what I was going through. The medicine does that to you. It sent me into an eating frenzy. I would literally sit and just eat and eat and eat to the point to where my stomach is out to here and I have to sit up to sleep.
Damn. Wow.
And it stole all of my drive. Nobody really knows this, but for the first time in my life, for the first time in my career, I was chubby.
When was it? What year was this?
Last year.
Pandemic.
Oh, wow.
And that's the same time people were gaining weight because of the pandemic.
I was in a different place.
Wow.
And so it got to the point to where even when I tried to fight my way back, I couldn't fight my way back on my own. Like my body wouldn't even respond. I hired my guy, John Gaines. I said, listen, my body's not responding. I need your help. First time I've ever needed that kind of help. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just physical, it was mental. I needed him to help me get my mind back right. And it got me back on the right track, got me back moving. Like I would be on stage and I couldn't take my shirt off because I got to eat. Right. The family got to eat.
And everybody's waiting for you to
and
take
everybody's
your shirt
waiting.
Yeah,
like
right.
There was a comment, and I normally don't get into the comments like that. You know what I'm saying? I respond just to have fun. But this comment this girl was like, Tank was incredible tonight, but it just seemed like he wasn't in his element. He didn't even take his shirt off. I was like, damn. Because a lot of people, they show up for that energy.
Right. Yeah.
And that hurt me. I was like, okay, I gotta figure it out.
What else helped you get out of that funk? Because I'm sure mentally and emotionally you had to be all the way down.
People around
especially during
my
the pandemic.
support system. Jay Valentine, you know what I'm saying? A big brother Jason, my mom, everybody around me, they were supportive.
And what about hearing? When it comes to your hearing, how did you adjust to that?
I just worked with it. Everything. Like I could only hear in one ear. So you trying to have a conversation with me while music is going, while other people are talking, I couldn't pick one.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just took a minute.
Jeez.
If this was 100% gone, I might have like 10% now.
Damn.
I heard the lady on the telephone at the hotel for the first time, maybe like 3 weeks ago. I couldn't totally make it out, but I can hear. That's how it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
That's great for when Tyrese is talking to you.
Shut up, man.
I'm sure there's some things you don't want to.
Because he's going to go, Tank, the thing is this. Yeah, so it makes sense.
Let's get back to the album. Now, the album's out this week.
Yes.
This Friday. Now, what should people expect from this album? What are you giving them for your last album, your last hurrah?
You know what? The thing that made R&B expensive for me back in the day was being able to actually put your compilation together. Mm-hmm. An uninterrupted compilation, depending on what you were trying to do.
Mm-hmm. What you mean?
Your interaction with a woman, whether it be trying to get her back, whether it be trying to introduce yourself, you know what I'm saying? Or whether it be trying to get that feeling, you know what I'm saying? Trying to have a sexually good time.
Right.
And the music had to flow to get you into that space. When the music came on, as soon as you press play, everybody knew what was happening.
Right.
And so for the first 3/4 of the album, that's what it is. Mm-hmm. It's uninterrupted R&B that just sets the mood for whatever message you're trying to get across with that significant person.
You think that it's possible to be an artist? You know how some artists don't want to have to deal with the business of it. They just want to be an artist and, do their music and put it out and perform. Is there a way possible to still be like that, or do you have to also be a business person?
Well, it's advantageous to be a business person. But if you want to just be that, then you really have to have people around you that first and foremost you trust, and two, that actually know the business. I wanted to just focus on music, even though I knew the business. Mm-hmm. So I hired Jay Valentine, who's been doing this since he was 9. Who's with the Jacksons, you know what I'm saying? Hung out with Michael Jackson and fought Bubbles, you know what I'm saying? Who's been learning the business since he was 9.
Right. I'm glad you said that about Michael, because that's the other thing. You gave Chris all of these other props for doing other things. Michael was an animal whisperer, bro. He was the original Dr. Dolittle. Like, he could talk to animals. He was speaking to that rat when he was a little boy.
And you said he was an animal whisperer?
Yes.
You don't believe that?
I do believe that.
Michael wasn't an animal whisperer.
Yes, he was.
Michael just loved animals.
And they listened to him.
They didn't listen to him.
Yo, he had a rat in his house that he used to talk to.
They were hungry.
Hey, man.
Michael knew how to feed animals.
Hey, man, that's a skill.
What's the fight that Jay Valentine got into with Bubbles?
Bubbles tried to bite Jay.
Damn, he ain't want that monkeypox. Jay was defending himself. Jay.
Back then,
I'm with you, Jay. Jay knew what it was.
In the midst of Jay trying to get Bubbles off of him, Michael intervened and hit Bubbles with a 2-piece.
Tank, come on, back up.
I am not
Tank, please, back
this up.
Story time with Tank. I need the whole story.
I'm not
I need the
making this
details.
up.
Okay.
Tank. Michael Jackson 2-piece Bubbles because he tried to bite Jay Valentine.
Why did Bubbles try to bite Jay Valentine?
Like a boom boom, like a
No, like a hee.
Now, how old was Jay Valentine when this?
Maybe 10.
I always thought Bubbles was nice.
I
thought so too, right?
I mean, listen, animals are animals, right? So you don't know what's going to trigger an animal.
I got to hear both sides. I need to know what was Jay doing. I need to ask. But what did Jay do to Bubbles?
There are pictures of Jay and Bubbles, and like this is documented. This is real life.
Man, now they're gonna be saying Michael abused animals because of goddamn Tank.
No, he didn't abuse animals.
They will turn that into.
He had to save Jay Valentine.
He had to save Jay Valentine.
Yeah,
that's it.
Save him.
He had to save
Michael Jackson saved Jay Valentine from catching monkeypox.
Trying to grab that baby and run up. Yeah, that could have happened to Jay.
Like animals are animals. You think you've domesticated an animal?
Yeah.
Listen, sometimes you think you've domesticated a pit bull.
Your dog, right?
So all of a sudden, I never thought he'd do that.
What noise he made?
That's why I don't like other people's dogs. I like dogs. I just don't like other people's dogs. Because people be like, yeah, my dog has never bit anyone. And then Tank comes over. Like,
have you got back on stage?
Not yet. I haven't been back on it. I've been so focused on music.
Mm-hmm. You on stage this week though with Jamie Foxx, the R&B Money Jam, right?
Talk about it. Yeah. How you know about the R&B Money Jam?
I was talking about comedy.
Due diligence, huh?
I was talking about R&B.
I was talking about comedy.
Yeah. I'm gonna start back as soon as this slows down.
Okay.
I'm gonna get back up. But yeah, we got the R&B Money Jam this Thursday in LA, baby.
Where's it at?
Peppermint Club.
Okay.
Yeah, we got some good people pulling up. Man.
I know Jamie's gonna be there. That's all you can say?
That's all I can say.
All right.
Just know that. Just come. Just come on.
TGT reunion, maybe?
I don't know. Just come on, y'all.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's get into a joint off the album. This is Tank, Jay Valentine, The Slow. Thank you for joining us.
And make sure you subscribe to the R&B Money podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network with Tank and Jay Valentine.
It's time. She's spilling the tea.
This is The Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
All right. Well, if you've been watching BET's Murder, Inc. docuseries, you'll see that Jay-Z was featured on there. He did a sit-down interview, and he talked about coming up with the name Irv Gotti.
I remember we snapping on Irv, like, your name is Irving, man. Get out of here. Irving. And everybody laughing. So, you need a name like Irv Gotti. Like, you got to toughen you up.
And like everything that Jay does, it's stuck.
Funniest thing is my dad's name is Irving.
Your dad definitely be a Irv type of Gotti too.
Your dad will definitely be a Irv type of Gotti.
He's
Nigga, what the hell did you just say?
I said it's Irv. So I'm saying our dad needs like a Irv Gotti type of name.
What the hell did you just say on this radio?
Gangster.
Your dad would be a Irv type of Gotti. What?
A dad would be a Irv Gotti. He's like a little gangster.
Okay. That's what you meant.
Irv and Gotti, yeah.
All right, so if you guys have been watching that, though, I'm hearing it's really good. I'm going to catch up on it this weekend.
Oh, I love it. I saw it's only been one episode. I think the second episode comes on tonight. Yeah, tonight at 9, I believe, on BET. But yeah, the first episode was great. 5-part series.
All right, now Carmelo Anthony has a docuseries in the works from Westbrook Studios, Falcon and Creative 7. He said, it's time for my truth. It will chronicle the life and career of starting with his childhood. It's going to be the good, the bad, and sometimes ugly experiences and learning that shaped him into the man and the athlete that he is today. It's a 4-part docuseries, so it'll be the truth behind some notable moments throughout his career, many of which he has never spoken about publicly before. I think that'll be good to watch.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and Gunna, congratulations to him. He has sold over 1 million copies of his album while he is still sitting in prison. He went on Instagram with a celebratory message. He said, thankful to have the highest selling hip hop album this year. Miss you all, love you, and I'll be home soon. That has to be a lot going on for him.
Absolutely.
And speaking of that case, the identity of a cooperating witness in Young Thug's case has leaked, and it's causing some trouble. According to Atlanta's WSB-TV, a discovery document and part of a cooperating witness's statement leaked online, and now prosecutors and Young Thug's attorney are concerned over threats against the witness and family members. They said YSL enthusiasts and or actual gang members are threatening someone they believe is cooperating with the state, and not only that person, but their very small children. Young Thug's lawyer, Brian Steele, is calling for the threats to stop. He also condemned the leak, saying it's not helping his client. He said this is putting people at risk, and is poisoning the jury pool. Please stop immediately. Whoever is placing items of discovery online is not doing anybody a favor. It's totally inappropriate to try this case in social media. This case will be tried fairly and justly in Fulton County Superior Courts.
And that's got to be tough, too, if you're an artist, right? Like if you Thug or you Gunna, because Thug and Gunna have fans. And we all know fans are crazy. So fans might do something to, one of these individuals. And then when the fan does something, they'll say, oh, well, that was a member of the YSL gang. When the reality is it could actually be a fan. Because fans are nuts.
Oh, he might not be a cooperating witness at all, and now his life is in jeopardy.
That is true. I wasn't planning on cooperating at all. Why is my name in this?
And that person's small children, too. Can you imagine getting threats against children as well? All right, now R. Kelly is requesting to remove jurors who have seen surviving R. Kelly from his trial in Chicago. According to reports, his attorneys argue that anybody who has seen any portion of the series could not be fair. They said any potential juror who has watched any portion of this docuseries must be disqualified for cause on whether they can be fair. Too great a risk exists that such a juror would base their verdict on matters not introduced into evidence in the courtroom.
I mean,
I can agree with that.
Yeah, he's right, but I think it's too late.
It is too late. It's way too late.
I think we're a little bit past that already. Yeah. I don't see how any of these... what'd you say, E?
You think everybody has seen Surviving R. Kelly?
If they haven't, they've seen an opinion about it, Surviving R. Kelly. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. With social media and everything, it's impossible to not be swayed if you're in a jury. Because you've seen, what the mass majority of people think about certain situations. I don't see how you cannot be impacted. I don't see.
All right. And A$AP Rocky has been officially charged with 2 counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm, and that is for allegedly shooting A$AP Rocky back in November. That was in 2021 in Hollywood. And so as previously reported, that shooting occurred on November 6th following an argument between 2 acquaintances. So they are saying it's A$AP Rocky. And reportedly, the argument escalated, resulting in the rapper firing a handgun at his former friend who sustained a minor injury. A$AP Rocky then allegedly ran from the scene with 2 other people following the shooting. And so according to the DA, in a news release, George Gascon said, "My office conducted a thorough review of the evidence in this case and determined that the addition of a special firearm allegation was warranted. Discharging a gun is a serious offense that could have ended with tragic consequences, not only for the person targeted, but also for innocent bystanders visiting Hollywood." So he is set to be arraigned tomorrow.
How many A$APs is there?
There's a bunch of them.
I thought I knew all the A$APs.
Nah, there was a group, so there was like 12 of them.
Oh, okay.
All right, well, that is your rumor reports.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee. Charlamagne, who you giving that down to?
Hey, 4 after the hour, man. We need Skip Bayless to come to the front of the congregation. We like to have a word with him, man. Let's have a conversation about why you shouldn't play with people's kids.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Leaving a child in a hot vehicle can lead to their death very quickly. Set cell phone reminders or place something you'll need in the back seat so you don't forget your child is in the car. Look for your baby before you lock. Paid for by NHTSA.
I was born a donkey.
It's the donkey of the day.
Bunch of jackass. That's time for the donkey of the day. That's pretty funny.
Charlamagne the devil?
Possibly. The Breakfast Club.
Yes, donkey of the day for Tuesday, August 16th goes to one of the hosts of the Undisputed, Skip Bayless. Now, we are all lying if we say we haven't been entertained by Skip Bayless over the years, okay? From First Take to the Undisputed, I mean, that man is ridiculous, okay? He's the bad guy. He's a villain. He's a heel. We all know this, but even when you're the bad guy and we expect you to move a certain way, sometimes, you can do things where we like, come on now. All right, now Skip usually has slander for everybody. He's a notorious LeBron James hater. If you follow Skip Bayless, you know this, but clearly that hate for LeBron James is generational. Let me paint the picture for you, okay? LeBron James Jr., a.k.a. Bronny, 17 years old, and his 15-year-old brother Bryce are playing in the California Basketball Club in the AXC Euro Tour. Toward the end of the second quarter, Bronny went coast to coast. He got the ball and took off from one side of the court to the other, and before defenders could properly react, all right, it led to a really good dunk. He dunked over a defender. Do we have the reaction? Let me hear the reaction.
Bronny James to the basket. Bronny with a basket bombardment! With the burst, and he turned it on.
It was very impressive.
And finished strong. My goodness.
Did you see it?
Power and explosion by Bronny James.
Very impressive. You know, especially being that we've been watching LeBron for 20 years now? I don't know about y'all, man, but as a father, I love seeing other people's kids do great, all right? Especially when the parents have achieved greatness. I don't know. It's just something dope about watching kids, especially black kids, excel. Especially when we have watched the parent of said child break generational curses, and watching the kids excel is just more evidence that the generational curse has indeed been broken. I mean, there's really nothing you can do but salute this. Unless, of course, you're Skip Bayless. All right, Skip Bayless tweeted out, "Hey, Bronny, impressive, but your dad would have dunked it left-handed. You sure got away with it, though." I don't even know what the "you sure got away with it" means, but the tweet, "Hey, Bronny, impressive, but your dad would have dunked it left-handed." Ugh, salt and pepper, salt and vinegar. Skip Bayless is the original Salt Bae. No matter what your accomplishment is, he's going to come and sprinkle that salt on said accomplishment. Listen, the media frenzy around LeBron started at 17. So he's been in the spotlight. Getting that kind of critique around the same age. But I don't remember him getting that kind of critique from grown professional sports commentators when he was in high school. I could be wrong. All right. Skip, when he gets to the NBA, I feel like Bronny's fair game. But right now, he's a 17-year-old kid in high school. Does your hate for LeBron James run that deep that the kids have to get it too? Listen, you can say what you want about adults because you're a grown-ass man. All right, talking about other grown-ass men. So when it comes down to it, you're going to have to handle your handle if one of those men step to you. And I know LeBron has ignored you for 20 years. All right, that's actually one of LeBron's most impressive stats that we don't talk about enough. All right, I think LeBron has tweeted Skip Bayless like twice in 20 years, and it wasn't even slander. All right, he actually in 2011, if this thread on Reddit is correct, said that Stephen A. and Skip are great for sports, even though I personally don't agree with a lot they say. They have their own opinions. Another time, he was asked on Twitter, "How do you feel about Skip Bayless?" He said, "I don't feel anything. Never met him or seen him a day in my life, but he's great for TV." The fact that he's only mentioned him twice and it hasn't been in response to anything Skip actually said about him is impressive. Drop on includes bombs for LeBron James for that. Okay? And still gave him props as he replied to him. But if LeBron James runs down on Skip Bayless for Bronny, we would all understand. See, you don't play with people's kids, all right? You're unleashing a different level of smoke when you mess with people churn, all right? And it might not be Bron. Savannah might run down on you, all right? His grandma Gloria might run down on you. Bruh, Mav, Rich, Paul, these brothers who have watched Bronny grow up, and I'm sure that's like a nephew to them, they might run down on you. What's that saying? Mess with me, fine. Mess with my kids, run. Leave people kids alone, all right? You mess with people kids, they will unleash hell on you and destroy your world. Scorched earth. I'm telling you now, when it comes to my children, I will smile in my mugshot, all right? That's why I don't understand why Skip Bayless would play with that man's kids like that. Why does your brain even work that way? And yes, it was just a critique of a dunk, but don't even look my kid's way until you have to. All right? Let my kid be a kid until my kid becomes someone you can professionally critique because they're in the NBA. If not, Savannah got to see you. All right? Skip, please, don't have a stroke or a heart attack because of LeBron James. All right? Hating people is like burning down your own house to get rid of a rat. Skip, please, put the lighter and gasoline down. Please give Skip Bayless the sweet sounds of the Hamiltons.
Oh, now you are the donkey of the day. You are the donkey of the day. Yeehaw.
All right. I agree with you.
70 years old hating on a 17-year-old.
I agree.
Wow.
With you. I agree with you.
Like, that's wild. I understand you've been giving his daddy slander for 20 years, but Jesus Christ, the kid?
That's uncalled for.
Come on.
Hope you stump your pinky toe. All right, well, thank you for that donkey of the day.
He might not have a pinky toe no more. He might have got it amputated a long time ago. People sugar crazy out here.
Yo, shut up. All right, when we come back, he's running for governor of New York, all right? His name is Lee Zeldin. We're going to kick it with him when we come back.
Interesting person he is.
His daughter actually judged the...
Shh, don't say nothing. Shut up. All right? Find out during the conversation. Okay, it's good. Stop giving things away. Shut up. All right?
All right. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
I don't know what's going on. You saw what happened over this past weekend.
Yeah.
Over in Chautauqua County, you have this author who is giving a speech, and he gets attacked. He ends up getting stabbed.
Rushdie?
Yeah.
Crazy. So I was giving a speech on stage, and someone came up, and fortunately, there was a whole bunch of people there who were able to jump in and subdue the guy. Yeah, I'm someone who believes that there's no place for political violence. If you want to support any candidate you want, you should be able to go to a rally. I don't care whether you're the candidate, you're someone on stage, everyone should feel safe. Bring your ideas, your energy, you could disagree. This is America. I mean, I was just reminded of it again just a few days ago with what happened with Salman Rushdie.
Do you know what it was that set this guy off? What were you saying? What was the rhetoric that got him like that?
So what was wild? Well, for one, I was told that he was drinking. Okay. So as he's coming up on the stage, I see two things at the same time. One is I see him wearing a hat that says Operation Iraqi Freedom Veteran, which for me means you drop your guard. I couldn't possibly be less on guard when someone says that they're a veteran to me.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm seeing that he has this similar to brass knuckles in his hand. There was a couple sharp, pointed edges of it, and so he's lifting his arm up towards me. At the same time, then I'm seeing that he's wearing his hat that says he's a veteran.
Mm-hmm. The veteran thing goes out the window when you see brass knuckles.
And so
mode now.
So when I was younger, and I could thank my mother for this, and one of my former commanders from the 82nd Airborne Division was upset that I wasn't giving my military training enough credit. Mm-hmm. But when I was younger, I did karate, so I'm a black belt.
Taekwondo.
Did taekwondo. And one of the things that we did in the training was that someone come at you with a knife towards your face, and you step out of the way, you grab the wrist. Some folks in self-defense, they think that if a sharp object comes at you, you should somehow go after that sharp object. If you can gain control of their wrist, then you are able to gain control of that knife or whatever they have in their hand. So just the first thing was just grab his wrist real quick. And like a moment later, 7, 8, 9 people all jumped in. But he's a veteran. I'm told that he has some mental health issues. That's most important for me, closest to my heart, is that there's a great veteran service agency in Monroe County. Get this guy some help because he clearly is struggling with some stuff.
So safe to say, if you become governor in New York, you're going to loosen up those gun laws for protection purposes.
Well, listen, there are two different kinds of people on the streets right now. There's the person who is out there. There's illegal guns. There's people committing crime after crime after crime. The system has them still out on the streets. Mm-hmm. It's just not yet working to keep the streets safe. And then there are people who are law-abiding New Yorkers, law-abiding Americans who want to safely and securely carry a firearm solely for self-defense. Mm-hmm. I do not look at these two people the same way.
Right.
So any idea that anybody has to go after any type of gun crimes, and we have a lot of different crimes that we just saw this story that happened with the taxi driver over the weekend. Mm-hmm. And the slashing, we're just talking about Salman Rushdie. There's so many different types of crimes that are being committed. But to the extent that we're talking about gun crimes, a lot of them are getting committed with illegal guns, and a lot of these people are repeat offenders, and the system is just not working to go after them.
So what are you going to do? Because here you are, you can walk out the station right now, right? People are looking to rob you. You can't defend yourself. There's no cops around. And then these people do get arrested, like you said, they come out the next day. So what do you do to change that? How do you make New York safer again?
So I look at it three different ways. One is the laws, the DAs, the judges. Mm-hmm. Okay, so as far as the laws go, someone would make an argument for cashless bail saying that if you commit a low-level offense, you don't have a prior record, you're not dangerous, you're not a flight risk, and the only reason why you would have to stay behind bars is because you cannot afford $100 in bail. Okay, that's a great example as to somebody who should be released. Now, your two Mexican cartel drug smugglers who a month ago got busted in Inwood with $1.2 million worth of crystal meth, instantly released on cashless bail. I would offer that your argument to create this cashless bail law is not working if those two Mexican cartel drug smugglers are back out on the streets. I don't feel bad for them if they can't afford their bail. They're bad drug dealers, they're bad businessmen, they're bad criminals. So that's one piece. And there's more to it as far as the laws go.
So you believe in cashless bail if it's for a low level?
Judges should have discretion to weigh dangerousness and flight risk, past criminal record, seriousness of the offense. Because in the case like we were just talking about, That person shouldn't be stuck behind bars solely because they can't afford $100 worth of bail.
So if they would have had the money and been able to get out on bail, then they should still be able to be released.
There are examples where I don't think that should be the determining factor is whether or not they can afford $100. But I would say that there are all sorts of cases. Like there was somebody who was released on arson, rearrested on cashless bail, rearrested on a double manslaughter up in Yonkers. There was a person released on cashless bail up in Syracuse who I don't think should have been, who ended up murdering 93-year-old Connie Torrey. There are.
What about the guy who attacked you? Because he got let out.
Yeah, it's a great example. I believe in that case that the judge should have discretion to look at the factors here. Now, you can actually argue, and I would too, that in that particular case, you're doing a disservice to that person who had attacked me on stage because, one, he was drunk. That's what, at least that's what I was told. I interacted with him much more in that couple seconds. And also, he had mental health issues. So let's just say, instead of rushing to release him in the middle of the night, I got an email like 2:30 in the morning saying he's released. Let's say it's 7:30 in the morning the next day. Monroe County Veteran Service Agency, as I said earlier, I've been told that they're great. I've interacted with them a little bit. It's 7:30. You call up the head of the Veteran Service Agency and say, hey, on your way into the office, do you think you could come to this location? I have this veteran who seems like he's in deep trouble. He may end up getting released here at some point today or tomorrow or the next day. And it would be helpful if you can come in here and interact with him, tell him about some of the services. I'm in my 20th year right now in the Army. I've lost more friends due to PTSD than I have lost friends in combat. And there are veterans who don't realize they feel isolated and alone. There's somebody who lives around the block from them who's willing to drop, a stranger, willing to drop everything at a moment's notice at 2 o'clock in the morning to help that veteran in need. The person doesn't realize that. Now, you go to places for help. These medical providers think that the answer is medication. Just give medication, but that's not the solution here. A peer-to-peer support model that works. You put veterans with other veterans. There's someone trained to run that conversation to get them help, to be able to speak anonymously to other people who might be fellow veterans going through what they're going through. There's outside the box ways to help. Service animals, fly fishing, training wild horses. I've heard so many success stories of outside the box, unconventional way, not involving medicine, where veterans are able to deal with the mental wounds of war without getting medicated and not losing their life, not losing their job, not losing their family. So I would say, like in that particular example, it's a disservice to that veteran that you released him at 2:30 in the middle of the night and you don't even know where he's going.
I agree. All right, we got more with Lee Zeldin when we come back. He's running for governor of New York. All right, we'll talk to him some more. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Lee Zeldin. He's running for governor of New York. Now, why should people vote for you?
I believe that our state's heading in the wrong direction right now. So we lead the entire country in population loss. And you need to be able to answer the question. If you want to lead, if you want to be the governor of the state of New York, you have to be able to finish this sentence. New York State leads the entire country in population loss because. Now, I believe that people are hitting their breaking point because they look at these other states and they feel like their money will go further. They will feel safer. They will live life freer elsewhere. People are going to the Carolinas and Tennessee and Florida and Texas and elsewhere. And they feel like their wallets are being attacked, their safety, their freedom. I mean, people are being put out of work for a personal decision whether or not to get the COVID vaccine. If you want to get it, get it. If you don't want to get it, don't get it. But don't do it because I, as governor, call on you to be my apostle. You're not there to serve me. Public service is about you being there to serve the public. I want people to feel like they're back in control of their government again. And I think that right now, for too long, it's been this churn in Albany where we keep electing a governor and lieutenant governor for a 4-year term, and then 4 years later they're not there because they end up having to resign, and there's scandal and there's arrests and there are indictments. So this crazy thing happens in every other state, like all across the entire country. You elect a governor and lieutenant governor of a 4-year term, and then 4 years later they're still there. And we should try that in New York for once. I think that people, I think it's a factor is that people are losing pride and faith in the government here. I believe that we should have balance. This isn't about Republican versus Democrat. As New Yorkers, as New Yorkers, I feel like our state's heading in the wrong direction, and that there are common sense ways to be able to survive life in New York better. There should be more opportunity, and right now it's just the people are there just not getting the job done.
I think Trump should go to jail.
For what?
I mean, for what it said, espionage.
I don't.
Getting rid of government records, obstruction of justice.
For related to what they did last week. So far, there. I mean,
inciting a riot, inciting an insurrection.
I don't believe that.
You don't think he incited an insurrection?
No, I don't believe he should go. Well, first of all, a couple things. First off, I don't believe that he should go to prison.
Really?
I don't.
Wow.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, I was asking on what charge, and I don't believe that he has committed a crime that he should go to prison on.
Damn, so causing an insurrection in this country isn't worth jail time?
Well, so if we were to go, like, really start, legalizing the way that, an insurrection is defined, in my opinion, under the United States legal definition of an insurrection, that does not meet the elements of an insurrection. But you also
violation of Espionage Act?
It's interesting because President Obama, for example, he comes out of office, and there are millions of records that that he takes with him. President Bush, President Clinton, President Bush before him, President Reagan, and they have their libraries, and they, you put your information inside of your libraries. Presidents, by the way, have the ability to declassify. So here's the most fundamental question that I need an answer to in order to be able to answer what you're asking me. Is I don't know what they took, right? So that's first and foremost. The fact that President Trump would have his records from the White House that he would take from him, presidents do that. President after president after president. And by the way, they continue to get security briefings. They continue to be protected by Secret Service. The fundamental question is, what did you take?
Would you support him if he ran in 2024?
I believe that, well, first off, he's got to make a decision whether or not he's going to run. If he runs in 2024, I believe that he has a good chance of being the Republican nominee. We'll see who else decides to run. To be honest with you, my focus has been on 2022. I'm running for governor of New York November 8th of 2022. I'm not thinking about 2024. That's a decision maybe the president ends up making post-election. Maybe it's a decision he makes pre-election. But if you were to play that out, there's a lot of talented Republicans who can run. There's a lot of talented Democrats who can run. And 2024 feels like a lifetime right now away, because I'm spending every day, every minute of every day focused on this race. And quite honestly, as I travel around the state and I ask New Yorkers, what are your most important issues? What do you want me to be focused on? The top two issues that I hear about are crime and the economy.
What do you think? What about the black community, the minority community, blacks and browns, right? What about our community? What's your thoughts on our community?
Yeah, so speaking of which, I'm glad Angela's not holding it too much against me, but my daughter was one of the judges at the Jamaican Jerk Fest a couple weeks ago, and I'm not going to mention how that ended up playing out. I thought there was a lot of talent on your plate that day.
Thank you.
At the celebrity cook-off.
He asked you about black people, and that's what comes to your mind?
No.
Jamaican
Listen,
jerk chicken?
I was just saying, we were together at the Jamaican Jerk Fest a couple weeks ago with Angela in Jamaica.
Terrible segue.
No. Well, that's when I was with Angela at the in Jamaica together.
No. The only reason I asked is because earlier you talked about Asian community and you talked
about
the Jewish
I understand.
But I feel like our community always gets left out.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, the most important thing is to show up. So, like, for example, that's one of the examples is, a couple weeks ago we were together and there was an amazing turnout. I don't know how many folks were there, maybe like 15, 17, 18, 20,000 people showed up in Queens for that event. I was at, a few days back, the National Night Out back in Southeast Queens, sitting down with black pastors and their first ladies in Sunnyside. I was in Harlem just a few days ago, actually doing a press conference. We were in that community multiple times. I remember I had a debate. It was Juneteenth, and they were asking me, like, what are you going to do to show up and work with the black community? I was like, well, actually, I just came here from Harlem that day. I co-chair the Congressional Caucus on Black-Jewish Relations. I created a caucus with John Lewis, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Deborah Lawrence, and Will Hurd. The relationship between, and I'm Jewish, I believe that the relationship between the Jewish community and the black community is historically misunderstood. You have had rabbis and other Jewish leaders marching with Martin Luther King and other civil rights leaders and liberating concentration camps in World War II. An all-black battalion was the most decorated battalion going the furthest east and liberating Dunkerque. So the relationship's misunderstood. The most important thing if you want to earn someone's support is to show up and to be able to talk to them about the issues that matter most. But if you think about what we were talking about earlier, from education, kids stuck in multi-generational poverty, stuck in poor performing schools, they should have access to that high quality charter school. They should be able to get a higher quality education than they're getting right now, to stay in school, to be able to succeed in life, have a good paying job waiting for them after they go. I believe that, as far as the system goes, we were talking earlier about one veteran who was released too early. There are people who they end up getting caught on the wrong end of the law, and the system itself kind of keeps them trapped in that. And it's a pipeline to prison inside of our schools. That's what has been spoken to me about the concern about some of these schools.
We know all of this already. Like you say,
I haven't heard you say what you're going to do.
And that's the reason why a lot of us don't mess with politicians, because we know all this already. Yes, it's
but education is important.
But how do we fix these problems? Minorities can't get homes, right? Because we can't get loans. And then if we do get homes and we try to sell our homes, we're in the lowest interest rate because we're black. Our education is messed up. We can't get books, we can't get supplies. That they pull us over way more than anybody else. The marijuana, we've been affected by marijuana and cannabis the most, and it's harder for us to get a license for marijuana and cannabis. So it gets to the point where how do we help? And I get it. You judge Angelique's Jamaican
jerk chicken,
but that doesn't help.
You've been to Harlem. That's great.
All right, no. So my point.
What's the legislation?
So for one, I do think it's important to show up, because a lot of people are not showing up. So people don't feel represented. They don't feel heard, because elected officials and candidates of both parties don't even show up. So that is important. Education, I think, is most important.
They show up when election time. Everybody
they definitely do.
Right, well, that's a problem.
It is.
Right.
It's election time.
So the second piece is I really feel like education is the most important piece of this. Parental involvement to the maximum extent possible. To the maximum extent possible, that you have parents involved in their kids' education, that a family unit can be as strong as possible. Sometimes for a kid, the way their life goes, I had 3 divorces in my family growing up. It's not easy. Looking at the glass half full, I had 4 parents growing up, so I guess that's better than maybe having 2. The having a good paying job waiting for you, so you can afford to survive and that you can live the dream, that you can have safe streets. Affordable housing is important. Right now, there are people who want to invest in more affordable. They want to build more affordable housing, and they have the capital to build a project. They could build a project in New York, or they could go build a project with that money in some other place somewhere else. And somewhere else, it's going to take them 9 months or 12 months or 15 months. And here, maybe it's going to end up taking them 3 years or 4 years or 5 years. So I feel like the red tape right now is one of the biggest impediments of getting people to invest their capital and to build more affordable housing. Number one is education. And by the way, you can't underestimate the power of prayer and faith in people's lives. That is important as well. A lot of people are feeling their religious freedom under attack. That's a piece of encouraging people to go find God in their lives. And I'm Jewish, whatever your faith is. As far as government goes, we need our streets to be safe. Mayor Adams and I, we served together in New York State Senate, and we've stayed in touch since. We get along well. Over the course of the rest of this campaign between Mayor Adams and this governor's race, I'm sure he'll be supportive of Governor Hochul. They're in the same party. I get that. But I know that the story that will get written in 2023 is about how well Governor Lee Zeldin is working with Mayor Eric Adams. Why? Because it's our job to. I know how to be able to work with him. I believe he knows how to work with me. And whether it's education or it's fighting crime or whatever else, that partnership is important to move our city and stay forward.
Give him the website, Lee.
ZeldinForNewYork.com, ZeldinFor, ZeldinForNewYork.com. On social media as well, at Lee Zeldin, on a whole bunch of different platforms. And really appreciate you guys having me in. It was an honor to be with all of you, and I look forward to coming back. And this was great.
I enjoyed the conversation, man. They say you're in striking distance of Governor Hochul, so.
Well, the big question was,
latest
have
poll
I been
said.
in yet to go on the Breakfast Club? And now
Yeah.
listen. Anybody who's out there who has any questions, I'm an open door. You guys could today, as you saw, you can ask me whatever question you want with regards to anything. There are other people who say, oh man, they might ask me a question about so and so then they hide and they don't show up. I'm here to answer whatever questions you have about anything, and I come back and do it again.
That's right. Lee Zeldin, The Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Solange.
Listen up.
It's just in.
All the gossip. The Rumor Report.
Gossip.
With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
All right, Solange has been working on some new music, and according to Pitchfork, she is going to Lincoln Center. She's composed music for the New York City Ballet, which is set to premiere on Wednesday, September 28th. So that's really dope.
Okay.
Like, that's definitely something I would go and check out. So the performance is going to take place multiple times over the next several months at New York's Lincoln Center. After the premiere in September, it'll be performed again in October and then later on in May. So congratulations to her. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Adele is on the cover of Elle's September issue. And in this magazine, she's talking about how she is obsessed with her boyfriend, Rich Paul. She said, I've never been in love like this. I am obsessed with him. When asked if she would ever want to remarry after getting divorced, she said, yes, absolutely. I definitely want more kids. I'm a homemaker and I'm a matriarch, and a stable life helps me with my music. But right now, all I got in my brain is my upcoming Vegas residency. I want to effing nail it.
Okay. Does Richard Paul feel the same?
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. All right. And Blackish creator Kenya Barris is going to write and direct a Wizard of Oz remake at Warner Brothers. So it's a modern reimagining, according to key details on that project.
Wizard of Oz, you said?
And he's also, the Wizard of Oz. He's also remaking White Men Can't Jump too, by the way, a reboot.
Why not a remake of The Wiz? You know what I mean? The Wiz was the Black Wizard of Oz.
Get on down, get on
right.
down the road.
Ease on down.
I said get on down?
Ease on down.
It don't matter whether you're getting the ease and you're still getting the hell on.
We get down the road.
We're getting down this goddamn road. We moving.
As you get older,
we moving down
as you
this
get
road.
older, you ease on down.
Yeah, you know,
All right.
ease on
We
down.
moving down this road.
I'm getting down the road.
Whether we
now.
getting down or easing, we getting down this goddamn road.
All right, and DJ Khaled, he's on the next Drink Champs episode, and here is the teaser for that.
I gotta talk my shit. You know, it's Khaled on Drink Champs, and it's a Millie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this album, God did, it's usually like, my albums usually be like the knockout. I decided to knock out and hold the back of the head like this. To have 13 albums, Nori, EFN 13, that's not regular. No, it's not regular. You know, I am the f***ing crowd. This God did, man. Are you f***ing serious? You mean God believed in us and you played with this shit? These motherfuckers believe in us and God did. Get your shit together, go f***ing even harder because he believed. That's the shit I'm on.
God did. Sorry. Got him on inner DJ.
All right. Are y'all hype?
Yeah, man.
On a Tuesday?
I would love to see Khaled on Nori. I'm sure that's going to be entertaining.
Oh, Khaled on Nori? Yeah, I'm definitely down to watch the Drink Champs interview.
On?
I thought you was talking about the album.
Oh,
but yeah,
up,
I'm
man.
definitely down to watch Khaled on Drink Champs.
All right, and the Migos, Quavo and Takeoff and the Migos have sat down for the first time as a duo to do their first interview. And so in an exclusive interview with Rap Radar, they talked about what's happening.
What's the creative process like, you know, working together in tandem?
We bouncing off each other. Like, I mean, it's just the chemistry. It's been there since day one.
The chemistry the same, the recording the same. We always normally record by ourselves because we so crazy on just dropping new on each other. And so when he go off and record by himself, I can't wait to see he come back and just bring some shit. And
So that's how you do it. You'll go away, like impress each other.
Sometimes, and then most time we'll go in. So it just, I feel like we make the best music, of course, in the studio together. Cause like even if we say like a bad bar or a bar that don't work, we'll say it don't work or change it up, do something else.
Yeah.
So what's up with the Migos? They good?
Did they ask why?
What you mean? Ask
Like
why?
why
what?
they broke up?
I
What
mean,
happened?
This
have they
episode
broken
comes
up?
out on. This episode comes
it's
out
over.
Thursday, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sure you'll see all of it when the episode drops from Rap Radar.
Yeah, I guess that's the question. to be
Elliot
asked.
Wilson and Brian B. Miller.
That don't mean they broke up just because that Takeoff and Quavo doing their own project.
I think they calling it the Migos.
What you mean? I thought they calling it Uncle Fu and Nephew or something like that. What is it? What is it? It's Uncle and Nephew.
It's called Unc and Few.
That's what I thought.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm sure we'll find out on Thursday.
And have we dropped one of Clues bombs for Rap Radar being back? Drop one of Clues bombs for Elliot and B. Dot coming out of retirement. Mm-hmm. To start doing the podcast thing again.
About time, fellas. All right. Well.
Yes. Shout out to Unc and Few, Elliot and
Few.
Unc and Few. Who's the Unc and who's the Few?
I'm sure.
I mean, clearly Elliot's the uncle. Yeah.
Why? Because he's older?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And it was his platform that he owned, so he's uncle.
Damn.
Uncle Elliot.
B. Dot just a visitor?
No, he's the Few.
B. Dot's the nephew.
He's the Few. Don't call me no Few, bro.
The Few.
I don't want to be no Few. I'm nephew. Don't call me no Few.
All right. Well, the People's Choice Mix is up next. Get your request in. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
When it's time to get with someone special, the best way to do it is with Magnum large size condoms. That gold foil wrapper is a badge of honor, and it means you're protected. And you take care of things with comfort. Accept no substitutes. Bring the pleasure with the gold standard. Magnum large size condoms. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. I got to remind you, 4 days left to my car show in Atlantic City. I was out there yesterday making sure everything was right, planning everything out. So don't forget to get your tickets. Kids 5 and under are free. Celebrity cars from Meek Mill, Little Uzi, 50 Cent, Fat Joe, Little Kim, and a host of others. We got roller skating rinks. We're going to be teaching you how to wheelie, and there's so much to go on. So I can't wait to see you guys. And then the week after that is Angela Yee Day.
That's right. Saturday outside the Barclays. It's going to be free games, activities, performances. Bungie Garland is coming. Nadine Sutherland, Moto, Shauna, a whole slew of people. Performances just for y'all. Thing absolutely free. Family Day. That is August 27th from 12 to 5. So make sure you go to power1051fm.com to get your free tickets.
All right. Charlamagne, you got a positive note?
I do. The positive note is simply this, man. God is never late. We're just impatient.
Breakfast Club, bitches! Never be the same.
When it's time to get with someone special, the best way to do it is with Magnum large size condoms. That gold foil wrapper is a badge of honor, and it means you're protected. And you take care of things with comfort. Accept no substitutes. Bring the pleasure with the gold standard. Magnum large size condoms.
The Breakfast Club.
Positive Note is brought to you by Lincoln Tech. Train for careers in auto, skilled trades, and more at Lincoln Tech.
Peace to the planet. I go by the name of Charlamagne the God.
And I'm DJ Envy.
Here with our good friend Michael Lamonsoff, one of New York's top-ranked personal injury attorneys. We're talking real accidents happening to real people. Michael, what's going on out there?
We're seeing a ton of accidents. Construction accidents in and around buildings. People are getting hurt.
You think maybe it's all the people going back to work after COVID?
It's the perfect storm. Construction workers are asked to do more with less and in less time. Tenants and remote workers are being injured in neglected buildings.
People are moving around and lots of people are commuting.
Yes.
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 People are commuting.
Yes.